Hello. India's women play their first test in 7 years when they face England in Bristol this week. I guess with women's tests so rare and until recently because of the pandemic, women's internationals of any kind being quite few, I feel like this match is shaping up as a bit of a celebration of this multi-format series between the two sides. That also includes 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20s. I'm Valkerie Baynes from ESPN Cricinfo in England, and I'm joined by Annesha Ghosh in India to talk about what we're most looking forward to from this test match. Annesha, what are you looking forward to?
For the team to be touring for the first time after the 2017 ODI World Cup, which was the competition that thrust the women's team into the limelight after years of toiling away in obscurity. There was a groundswell of interest that was generated in the wake of that tournament. In a way, it was that tour of UK back in 2017 that started the journey of this new team of sorts. So I'm excited to see this fixture pan out as the curtain raiser of what's going to be an exciting multi-format assignment.
I guess also too, it'd be interesting to see the performance because India's preparation hasn't been ideal.
If you look at the mix of the team, the squad, the 21-member touring playing party that's touring the UK at the moment, there's not a lot of game time that they are carrying into the test match. No practice games, mind you. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for this team to put their best foot forward under the new head coach, Ramesh Pawar, who himself is making a comeback of sorts. It's going to be a challenging, interesting, exciting tour for all of those involved. But tell me, Val, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing whether these sides can put on a show in the test. As we've mentioned, women's tests are so rare, and I think that adds a little bit of pressure to make them, a spectacle. The last test played here in the Ashes 2019, that turned into a draw. It's tricky with women's tests because even, some of the women, the England captain, Heather Knight, she gets asked all the time, would you like to play more test cricket? And she says, yes, of course. But I get it why we don't, because, the shorter formats are seen as the way to grow the game. So I guess on the rare opportunities that they get to play tests, there's that added, incentive to say, hey, look, this can be a good spectacle too. Test cricket is intriguing, men's or women's, and we're going to entertain you here. What do you think? Do you think they can put on a bit of entertainment for us?
Why not? When you have the likes of Shafali Verma, returning Lauren Hill, I'm sure you have got a lot of information to provide us on that front. What about Winfield Hill, the kind of performance she's had in the recent past? Walk us through her Rachel Hayhoe-Flynn Trophy outings. Are you really looking forward to keeping an eye on how she performs in this test match?
I'm really looking forward to seeing her back again. It's a bit of a comeback of sorts. She's in line to play the 4th test of her career, so she's very experienced in this format. She was diagnosed with Crohn's disease just over a year ago, and leading up to that was sort of really struggling to work out, why she wasn't improving fitness-wise. She works incredibly hard on her fitness, but she just wasn't. She was struggling. It's a serious illness. She's got herself on medication. It is working wonders by all accounts. She feels so much better. Her training stats are right up there. And in terms of actual form, she is in touch. She scored an unbeaten 140, it was, for England A versus England in a warm-up match at the start of, the spring, shall we say. Heather Knight said she is the candidate to open the batting with Tammy Beaumont. So it's just going to be really exciting to see her back in action. But like I say, she's been out of the side, but she's one of the old hands in the team, one of the experienced ones. You've got a couple of very experienced hands that you wanted to talk about and are looking forward to seeing.
Certainly, talk about a test match, and how can we not discuss 2 of their stalwarts, the pioneers of sorts in many ways, Jhulan Goswami and Mithali Raj, all of 38 years of age. Still going strong, still leading their respective departments. They've had good outings in the ODI series against South Africa at home, and they will be expected to do the heavy lifting, mind you. And Jhulan Goswami in the last World Cup in the UK, she was phenomenal. Remember that that delivery to Meg Lanning in the semi-final that took the top of off stump. We talk about Harmanpreet's 171 not out, but her performance, Julan's performance even in the final, the kind of spell she delivered. All of these memories, these recollections are going to be capitalized on, not just by Julan, but also by the younger members of the bowling attack. She's the pace spearhead. Mithali Raj, cometh the hour, cometh Mithali Raj. Probably she'll break another spate of records, as she has been, over her 20-year-old long career. But speaking of old guards, let's get to the other end of the spectrum now. Shafali Verma, all of 17. What sort of a buzz have you sensed in England around this young India batter? Do you think she's going to play to begin with? She's only been capped in T20Is, mind you.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing her play live. I think she's just such an exciting talent, and I wouldn't be the only one that's excited to see her. I guess that is the question, though. Capped in all of the squads for this tour, T20, ODI, and the combined ODI Test squad. What are the chances of her playing, do you think? I'd love to see it. But I mean, yeah, is she going to break in this time around? She is only 17.
If you were to ask me, the public opinion would be yes, she does get that opportunity. But to my mind, going by how Mithali Raj likes to play her cards, I think most likely the India captain is going to take a more traditional, a more conventional, so to speak, route. And maybe she'll prefer Jemima Rodrigues or a Priya Punia, for that matter, as Smriti Mandhana's opening partner.
So I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer then.
I just hope all of Mithali Raj's established captaincy ploys are thrown out of the window and she springs a surprise, and Shafali Verma does go on to make that debut and scores 100 runs in the first 6 overs, even though it's not a T20I game.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see what happens. You were also interested in looking at Poonam Raut. You saw her as someone to really look forward to. Tell me a little bit more about what you're wanting to see there.
Given Poonam Raut's temperament, she's tailor-made for this format. Remember, there's a lot of technical adjustments that you need to make against the swinging red ball. Poonam Raut, yes, she's going to feature in the top order for sure, and trust Mithali Raj to have one of those pre-match conversations with Raut to, some kind of a pep talk to just make sure that Poonam Raut is able to make the best use of this opportunity, because remember, this is not the only test that India play this year. There's one lined up against Australia later in the year.
Like you say, she sounds tailor-made for it, so I can't wait to see that. And yeah, looking forward to all of that and more when the test starts. Thank you.